Welcome back to this Clown's Garage. In this video I will show you how to fix a transmission that's leaking at the speedometer gear. So this will be the same for any TH350, TH400 and some 700R4s. Now this transmission here is a TH400 and it's leaking out of this area here. So I'll share what usually goes bad there. It's usually the plastic gear in there gets like a good little groove where the seal rides on, then leaks past through the plastic gear. But I'll show you all that. So let's begin. Now this has a Dakota digital dash, so they use this adapter here, so it might be a little different on your transmission. But this one here, you just push this in and this clip pops right out. And now this one here just unscrews. So I'll go ahead and take that off.
Take it off!
Yeah, baby. Now I take off this retaining plate. That's a 1/2-inch headed bolt right there. And take that off. And the whole thing comes off just like that. Now this one could be a little tough to get out. You might have to use like a little bit of a small pry bar behind here to nudge it out. What I like to do is just shake it, and just pop it out. And that's what it looks like. So that's what this looks like. One important thing to note here, you have to count the number of teeth on this thing. So I counted this, it's 38 teeth on this, so you need a 38 tooth gear if you get one of these things. So let's pop this out, and as you can see here, there's a little groove. That shouldn't be there. So a seal rides on that, which I'll show you in a few minutes, and it creates that groove over time because it spins, and the transmission fluid goes past that and creates a leak. Now one more thing I want to note here, this looks like a green gear, but it's actually a blue gear. Over time it turned green. As you can see here, it's still blue here. That's the actual color. So these also go by tooth count and by the color. But your best bet is just counting the teeth. And over here, as you can see, this housing accepts only gears that are 36 to 39 tooth gears. If you want to change the tooth, the number of teeth on the gear, want to change a different gear, you have to change the housing too, if it doesn't fall within these numbers here. So now in here there's a metal ring, and there's that seal that I was talking about. So if I just put this pick in here, all I have to do is just pop them both out. And this is what is in there. This seal and this ring, retaining ring. And this seal is it's an open end on this side, and it's closed on this end. So the open end goes on the inside like this, and the seal goes on top of it. So like I said before, what happens here is this rides on here and creates that groove. And the last thing here is this seal here. So let me just take that off. Hold on. Go, walk it out, and there it is. So now let me show you the parts that I have to replace these. So we got this from Classic Transmission Solutions online, and as you can see, it's nice and smooth, baby. That shaft is smooth as opposed to that one, and the dimensions are the same, the gear count's the same. So we're putting this in. I also got this from Classic Transmission Solutions. It's the seal kit that we need to do this job. So let's put it all back together. Before I put this together, I'm just going to spray some brake parts cleaner all over this just to clean this up. And wipe it down. Alright, now take this out. Put the O-ring in first. Put a little bit of trans gel on this. Or you could put some Vaseline, the same stuff. Just lube this up before we put this on. Put also some of that stuff on this housing over here. And install. Just like that. Now this, the open end gets installed downwards, so plop that in. Oops. Just like that. Make sure it sits squarely in there. Now put the retaining ring in there. Squeeze a little bit. Oops. And pop it in. There you go. Push this down. Just like that. Put a little bit of jelly over here. Very light coat.
A chunk on the tip, Klowny.
You gotta lube the shaft, camera girl.
Oh, yeah.
Before you stick it. And you pop this in. And now we're ready for install. Okay, now before I put this on, I want to show you guys. When you put the retaining plate on, you put it right in here in those two slots. So make sure when you put this on the transmission, it aligns with these two. Now put some brake cleaner on this rag here, and I'm just going to clean the housing where the speedometer gear sits before I install it. Now put some trans jelly in this housing, a very light coat. So remember what I said here? You have to point that like that so it sits in these slots over here. So it's going to be something like this. It's got to sit in there like that. So that's good. And just finagle it in there. And double check that that sits in there right. And that should be good. Now put the retaining plate and tighten her down. And one ugga-dugga, and that's good. Now put the adapter on. Make sure it goes in the groove in the hole over there. And that's good. And now put the connector on. Give a little tug, and that's good. So that's how you fix a speedometer gear leak on a TH400. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like me, and share me. See ya!